Hi, so this is a quick demo of my usage and adoption portal, which is built on a SharePoint team site in a demo tenant that I've created. It's essentially a site, a landing page is pretty much all it is for now. It's site intended to support admins and people responsible for adoption inside a customer's organization, as well as the end user, most importantly. Both can view and should be able to view the content on this page. If you wanted to create pages where there was specific content only for the eyes of certain people, you could do that. But on this landing page, the intention is to share this publicly. So I'll just take this from the top to the bottom, starting top left. I mean, really just as I say, everything's been added through a web part on this page. So a little welcome image, quick message to explain the purpose of the site. You can have a champions of the month, which was embedded using the people web part. These should be pictures of a face, similar to what you see here in this Yammer feed, which has been embedded, which is around community, and I'll explain the purpose of that more in a moment. But essentially, you could start a conversation on a Yammer group over here, and you can see the latest conversations from a group that should be relevant. It should be a group that's intended to support the user community around Office 365. I'll just move back top right. This is basically a report, a Power BI report embedded through a web part that comes from the Office 365 adoption preview, which is built on Power BI. And you can see this is the report that I embedded in the page, and this is the full set of reports in the adoption pack. So coming back here, you can interact with this. You can click through to different reports, and essentially, you may not want to share this particular report, perhaps something smaller, less detail, etc. Anyway, that's understanding usage, which is important to get people understanding who's using, what's being used, and it's kind of almost it'll encourage further use in principle. That's partly the purpose, as well as insight, of course. So moving down, we get to the kind of the support section, how users can look for help. I mean, this could click through to Microsoft support as it does, but it could also click to an internal help desk ticketing system. You could create it through SharePoint or integrate your own. There's a brief message here about using that Yammer group to seek help, where someone from the help desk staff could be monitoring questions, or some other colleague or an Office 365 champion is there to help you. And the suggestion here to help others that are in need as well, and then you can become a champion of the month. Or another route is scrolling further down to start doing some of your own learning, like start with learning things on your own. So this is just a series of videos that were added to a channel in the Streams application on Office 365. And again, they could be some very basic, like here's OneNote tips, this is Teams, and here's an update on all latest features that have just been added. So that's just about self-paced training through videos integrated via the Streams app. Moving across are some survey questions, which were created using forms and embedded into the page. And the first part is intended to get some understanding of business value. So if you've created scenarios with your customers, and like here's examples of 3 scenarios: collaborating with teams to reduce project delivery times, learning with SharePoint Online /Stream to reduce time to value for new hires, etc. You could ask users to kind of rate how they're realizing values from those different scenarios, and it essentially validates the work that you do with your customers. So one simple way of trying to get specific feedback around specific use cases or scenarios. And then the second question is just a general kind of net promoter score type question. How happy are you with Office 365 and the support you get for it? Starting at 1, not happy, 10, very happy, and you submit and you get an answer. This is all stored in an Excel spreadsheet because this uses forms. Of course, you could create a link here to another page which aggregates responses over time, etc. You could get really funky with that. And then just the last point to show you is this is links to news posts that you can create in this SharePoint team site, and you should just add it because it's a nice way. They essentially could be seen as blog posts. You could update new feature, new learning update for new training courses available on Office 365, how to get to value and how to create champions, all sorts of things you could add there. So that's it, more or less. Hope this was useful. Thank you.